Hi there, Loy from loymachedo.com and whoisloymachedo.com. Today I happen to get a question on Ask FM. On Ask FM is, most of people send me these questions through anonymous means. They don't want to be noticed. So this is one which I got. Loy, I happened to YouTube you out of boredom and I came across your TEDx speech. 10 minutes down the line, I'm actually running out of words. I feel so connected to you. What a speech, truly authentic, fresh, unique in the way you delivered it. Salute and respect. Okay. Now, I want to address my TEDx speech versus the other controversial speeches or irritating speeches that I've put across. Now, first and foremost, you need to understand that in 2011, when I was actually asked to deliver the TEDx speech, to speak on TED Talks is not something easy. They will, I was lucky to get it. I was absolutely lucky because in TED, they normally choose people who are innovators or trendsetters. They are people who are the most original or the people who stand out. And in my case, I didn't have anything. If you actually see my TEDx video, I didn't even have full tattoos on my face. I just had slight on my head, and that was about it. And just to let out a secret, the reason why I tattooed this extra was just to make sure I could get the TED talk. So it was a crazy decision that I did take. But I didn't have facial tattoos those days. So, and obviously, just being tattooed was not enough. They're not going to call you on TED Talks just because you have tattoos. So, the lucky thing for me was they decided, the organizers at TED, fine, you put in your pitch as to why, what is it that you want to speak on TED. So I came and I said, I didn't know what I was going to say. So I just said, okay, I'm going to tell you the stories behind my tattoos. And fortunately for me, the next thing I know was they actually told us that we're going to put up these videos online and people are going to vote for it. I'm like, all right, I've never done that. So I really didn't know what to do because now all of a sudden you have people who will vote for your video. So, and I really wanted to speak at TED. So I immediately went out, started begging, pleading, taking my laptop with a connection and asking people, please, please, please vote for me. Fortunately, I got it. Finally, I got TED. Okay, long story short, I got TED. Now, after I got TED was when the organizers at TED asked me, so what are you going to speak about? And I was like, okay, I'll tell them about tattoos. But when they listened to the reasons, they didn't feel that this was good enough to be on TED. And then I had the GITEX assignments, so I got busy. So when I came back, they listened to all my theories about what am I going to do in TED, and they didn't like them one bit. And I was like completely lost for words. Until the lady who was organizing TED, she gave me something to really think about. She said, Loy, what would you speak if you knew this was the last message of your life? That, this was what the essence of your life was all about. What would you say? And that really made me think. Because I just asked myself, if I was going to give the TED talk and I was going to die, if there was not going to be any more Loy Machedo in existence, this was the last Loy Machedo would ever survive and succeed, what would he say? So then I had to really dig deep, and I came out with the real essence to what I believed. The true essence. No gimmicks, no attention grabbing techniques, nothing. And I really dug deep, and I wanted to speak about how we judge others, because in Dubai here you have such a cosmopolitan environment. You have people from so many different nationalities, so many different religions. So it's obviously a tendency here in Dubai that people are curious, where are you from, what do you do, and then there's always this differentiation. You can't help it. It's people. They differentiate you, they compartmentalize you. So I always felt this right from the time I was a child. So I spoke something that came from my heart. So this is how the TED Talk actually came into being. And if you want to check the TED Talks link, I'll just put the link below. Just check it out. The only thing which I didn't like in the TED Talk, which I did, was I got carried away. And, I always have this tendency to just start speaking casually as if I'm a comedian. I didn't like those bits. But otherwise, I spoke from my heart. Now, what about the other talks that I gave? See, if you actually check out my videos, I put up some videos that can really piss you off. Like, for example, I put Loy Machedo's advice to women, Loy Machedo's advice to women who go clubbing, Loy Machedo's advice to men who go clubbing, Loy Machedo's advice to Filipinos, Loy Machedo's advice to different groups. Like, what do I think of certain Goan guys? Now, you need to understand that what is the reason I've done it. Let me tell you what is the reason. See, the thing is, when I used to put up educational videos, I being a professional speaker and trainer, I used to get like 5 views or 10 views, and I was like, man, is this all people are interested? If you actually look at it, educational videos, people hardly watch them. But if you put something like a cute kitten or a girl, a small baby girl, lots of views, you get millions of views. And then on the other side, if you post a view of a girl who's showing her boobies or she has torn her panties, the views will just jump off the charts. If Kim Kardashian, she shows skimpy outfits, millions of views. So I was like, man, I don't look cute. I don't look hot. So what I do? The next best thing was to go where all media goes. Controversy. Controversy sells. Now, but here I had to really, tread softly, because you can't go beyond a certain point, because you also have YouTube community standards. You also have regional or the standards or the rules based on the country. So I had to really think, okay, what would I say which would be true but not entirely true, but still get a response or reaction. So I started to put up videos. The first one that I did put up was about, I think about Goans. I've had a lot of friends who are Goans, and when I used to be a DJ, I used to get these guys, Goans, who are really nice guys, amazing guys, really friendly. However, when they would get drunk, they would become, I don't know, different. They would become really angry or violent, and I was like, maybe I can address this issue. Because, obviously, Goans, they like to enjoy life, they like to drink, but some people, they can't handle drinks. So I put up this video, and before you know it, almost everybody, all the Goan communities on Facebook, social groups, they started talking, we need to bring this guy down, we need to teach this guy a lesson. And my views started shooting up. It was like madness. I was like, whoa, what the hell is happening here? And, Vince McMahon, who is the founder of World Wrestling Entertainment, he said it best. Good or bad publicity is publicity. So even if you're talking bad, you're at least talking. So that made me become very famous. And because of these controversial videos, especially the one about women, a lot of people started attacking me, talking about me, and gossiping and abusing me. But then people started taking interest, and my Google ranking started going up. So in one way, I'm playing around with people's feelings to get an emotion or response. But at the same time, I am addressing an important issue. Like, for example, the part about Indian women not being hygienic. You need to understand, like, if you see Filipinas, they are always hygienic because they are taught this from childhood. While Indians, going to the beauty parlor or putting on a deodorant even as a baby, that's not part of the culture. That's really not. At least I was never taught that when I was small. And most of the Indian families that hardly live on, let's say, $300 a month, you can't expect them to go and buy expensive deodorants or perfume, and so they don't know. I'm telling you facts. You don't believe me? Go down to India. You're going to see it by yourself. So, and the surprising thing which you'll find out, most of the Indian men I still find this surprising. You would find them having horrible body odor, but they don't mind each other. They are pretty happy. They believe it's natural. So when you educate yourself, you'll find out that this is yuck. This is not acceptable. So I bring up these real issues like, like Indian men like to eat with their hands and then they lick their fingers, and, this is the way Indians eat. We enjoy mixing food with our hands. So, but for a Westerner looking at this will really yuck. So what I have been doing is bringing these issues and posting them in a way that gets me a reaction and response. So where TEDx is concerned, I spoke from the heart. Where the other videos are concerned, it is more to get a YouTube response. However, you should have the discretion to know which is real from my heart and which is just for fun and controversy and shock. Like the one about Abhimanyu Sadasivan, the 16-year-old boy who killed himself, that came from the heart. However, the ones about my opinion about women, my advice to women and all that, that is just for controversy and shock. So this is me giving you my TEDx views versus the controversial views. So I hope this answers your question. Thank you very much for the questions on Ask FM. If you did connect to the TED Talk, I'm really touched. Thank you very much. If you got any questions, feel free. Loy@loymachedo.com and whoisloymachedo.com. Would love to hear from you. Goodbye for now.